Welcome back to Clue Me In, where we unravel the world's strangest mysteries, disappearances, unsolved crimes, and eerie cases that leave more questions than answers. I'm Liv.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Grace. I'm mostly here for the snacks, the vibes, and the vague sense of confusion.
Every episode, Kay and I break down a mystery, and Grace reacts, theorizes, and ultimately delivers her definitive answer.
Today we're covering a strange little book that no one has been able to crack, the Voynich Manuscript.
Ooh, spooky book? Is it cursed?
Let's get into it, and then you can tell us.
All right, Grace, so picture this. The year is 1912. A rare book dealer named Winfried Voynich is sorting through a collection of ancient manuscripts from a college near Rome. He stumbles on a weird little book about 240 pages long, full of bizarre handwritten texts and hundreds of strange, colorful illustrations.
And not just, like, weird illustrations. We're talking, like, plants that don't even exist, astrological charts that, like, no one can explain, naked women bathing in green liquid, floating castles. Like, it seemed like it was all drawn during a fever dream or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Winfried gets excited because he thinks that he's found something huge. He brings it back to London with him, and he spends years trying to decipher it. But he can't, and honestly, no one was able to.
Yeah.
It's possible that it could just be nothing, right?
Be gibberish.
Yeah,
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible, yeah. So the text is written in an unknown script. So, like, it's an unknown alphabet or language that's attached. So it's, not Latin, not Greek, not Hebrew. It's just, we don't recognize it.
Interesting.
Unique. Yeah.
So this manuscript eventually became known as the Voynich Manuscript, named after Winfried. And to this day, over a century later, we still have no idea what it says at all.
And just a weird language and random drawings.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, it's a lot older than Voynich.
Right.
Radiocarbon dating of the parchment puts it around the early 1400s. So,
wow.
Roughly 1404 to 1438. So, it was written during the Middle Ages, which is kind of cool, but weird.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that means that it couldn't be, like, a modern hoax, because, like, the ink and materials are consistent with that time period. Mm-hmm. So, like, no one can read a single word of it.
Yeah.
And
it's
just a
so
mystery.
Weird.
Like, what?
So, let's talk about what's actually in the manuscript. So, it's broken into 6 main sections.
Okay.
So, there's the herbal section, which is pages made up of plants that have, like, mysterious scripts next to them, but, like,
like drawings of plants?
Drawings, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of, like, drawings and paintings in it. So, plants, which we mentioned, they're not real plants. Like, they're plants we've never seen before. So that's the herbal section, and then there's the astronomical section, so zodiac symbols, stars, that type of stuff. And then the balneological section, which pretty much just means lots of naked women bathing in weird contraptions and connected to each other by tubes.
Okay.
That's very disturbing to
Yeah. Very unique.
Very unique, yes.
These things also, sorry, I know you've only gotten through a few.
No, go for it.
But none of them seem like obviously connected.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and it gets, like, they get less connected. So,
okay.
Then we have cosmological, so, like, diagrams, like, maps and blueprints. Okay. And then pharmaceutical, so we have jars and, like, kind of, it looks like instructions for remedies.
But nobody can read it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then recipes. So, short paragraphs with, like, stars and with, like, bullet points next to them. So, possibly, like, recipes.
Wow. Yeah, this is quite interesting, might I say.
Yes.
Just very very unique.
Very unique. It's like, what do you say?
And, like, the fact that this guy was so fixated on it. It's just
he
funny
was
to
very
me.
fascinated by it.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't either, but also...
Also, my question is, what was this doing in a college?
Right.
Like,
was it just
found this in
there?
in a bunch of manuscripts at a college. So,
like, how did it get there originally?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
All right, so let's go back to the book. So, remember how we said no one could decode it ever? Mm-hmm. So, even, like, cryptographers from, like, World War I and World War II tried to decode it, and, like, they even tried to use modern AI to see if it could pick something up, and, like, none of it picked anything up. Yeah.
So AI found some patterns to suggest that it could be a real language.
But couldn't connect it to anything.
Right. Like, it's structured, but, like, it's too structured to be random, but not structured enough to be readable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, so let's dig into now the clues. Some that we've talked about, some that might be new. So one of the biggest clues about the manuscript is the ownership history. So we know that it ended up in Voynich's hands, but and that was in 1912. But where was it before that?
Right.
And we know it ended in the college, but how did it get to the college?
There? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and there's actually a letter inside the manuscript that was likely written in the 1600s, addressed to a Jesuit scholar.
Oh.
It claims that the book was originally owned by Emperor Rudolph II of the Holy Roman Empire, who supposedly paid 600 gold ducats for it. Yeah.
So someone paid for that.
Yeah, and let's go to that money real quick, because that's about $75,000 for today's money. So it was very valuable to those people.
Yeah. For just random drawings and words they couldn't understand, but they thought it meant something.
Apparently.
Yeah. Like, I think everyone is just, like, amazed by it and, like, stumped. And, like, yeah, I don't know. And if it did have, like, things that looked like medicinal things, or, like, I wonder if people maybe thought it was spiritual and, like, bought it for the good vibes.
Yeah. Good vibes.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so then another clue is that the manuscript uses a strange writing system that is made up around, like, 20 to 25 unique characters or letters. It also flows left to right, and just like English, but no one has ever seen the alphabet that is used for it. So even though it flows the same way English does, it's the actual letters and alphabet that is confusing.
Yeah.
Like, I have, like, a thought, but I'm going to save it for the theories.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. I can't wait. Yeah, so some letters repeat in ways that very much resemble a real language structure, like verbs or nouns or even suffixes. But still, I mean,
wow,
nothing. Yeah.
And then there's also the fact that, like, some of the plant drawings do kind of vaguely resemble real herbs and real plants, but, like, most of it is totally fabricated. It's almost like somebody was, like, inventing their own version of botany.
I just feel like the vibes I'm getting is that somebody just, like, had their own diary or journal and, like, made up their own language just for themselves.
For fun.
And it was just, like, their notes, their stuff, like, their interpretation of things. And
that's 100% what a lot of people think.
Now all of these people are like, this is something.
What is this? Yeah.
Could you imagine being that person? I know that they were probably not alive. Like, they weren't alive when this started, like, going around. But, like, imagine if you were and you're just like,
right.
People are thinking that this is something.
It's like,
it's like fantasy.
Yeah, it's like when kids make up their own languages when they're children.
Yes,
like
we've all done that.
The vibe I'm getting is it's just, like, unserious, and these people are, like, paying so much
what
money.
Is this?
$75,000.
Right. It's just so funny. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for me to imagine back in, like, the 1400s. Like, I don't know, stuff like this. Like, if that is the case, just makes people so much more real,
right?
Like, in that time frame.
It's like, just picture being bored, having nothing to do, having your journal, and just, like, starting your own stuff. I don't know.
I mean, if you think about, like, fantasy writers, they do the same thing
100%.
With, like, and if it was just, like, all the things they're interested in.
Yeah.
Plants, naked women.
And green liquid.
Yeah,
right,
that was
green bathtubs with tubes connecting them.
That's so weird. That's also why I think that it's, like, someone's journal or something.
Because it's like, what?
Like,
it's
something
just, like,
that you would never have shown anyone else.
Or just, what's the point?
Like,
like,
hid it under their pillow.
Yeah. And now it's in 2025 and we're talking about
right. Okay, so let's get into the theories then. So theory number 1, it's an unknown language or a code. So cryptographers obviously believe it's a cipher, a secret code hiding a real language. But if that's true, it is definitely the best kept code in history.
And, like, to kind of solidify that, I mean, like, code breakers have tried and failed, and they can't get it to match any type of cipher or anything at all.
Yeah, which brings us to theory 2, which is that it's a constructed language. So the first one is it's a code. This one is that it's like Elvish or Star Trek's Klingon. Like,
honestly, I kind of love that theory.
Yeah.
But it goes along with what Grace was saying. Like, what if someone just sat there and made it up?
Just like a deeply creative person inventing their own world. Like,
even in their own language and their own codes. Like,
right. Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
All right, so then we have theory 3, which is that it's an elaborate hoax. So kind of going along with what you said, but in the sense that someone did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And some say that, like, it might be made to, like, impress or scam someone wealthy, like the emperor that paid $75,000 for it.
Right.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, but it also raises a new question, like, who would have the patience to fake an entire 240-page book?
Someone dedicated.
That's true. I say that, but, like, these fantasy books, man, they are so long.
I do not,
And,
so
like, if you have
AKA the last book of Throne of Glass, if anyone has ever read that. It's so long. How do you think of stuff like that?
Yep.
If you have, like, one picture on one page and then the fake language on the next page. Also, like, that, it's not like it's 240 pages of words.
Right. Yeah. They're
something
drawing.
different every-
Yeah. And, like, most of it could be drawings. Or, you know, at least half of it.
I want to see this manuscript.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it up. It's weird.
Yeah.
And, like, you almost imagine it as a certain way in our, like, 21st century brains.
Yeah.
And then you see it, and it's, like, such medieval drawings, and you're like, this is weird.
Is it?
Yeah. Because it was in the medieval times.
That's
but
funny.
Okay, so theory 4 is that the person who wrote it might have been, like, in a trance or maybe writing in, like, a spirit language. Almost like, I don't want to say tongues, but almost like that type of thing where they're, like, getting words from spirits and then writing it down. Like, channeling a message from another source.
Almost like a prophet.
But, like,
I guess you could
that
say,
nobody
like,
can read.
But, like, no one else can read it, so what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then comes one of our favorite topics, because it always seems to come up in, like, every single mystery we do, which is that the manuscript was, you know, something of, like, maybe alien origin, or, you know, at least that the knowledge that is in it came from them. And I think that comes from, like, you know, the odd biological diagrams that are in there, and, like, the unknown plants.
And the
that,
women
like,
in tubes.
Yeah, and that, you know, maybe it's some type of ancient alien theorist that, like, created it.
That is a wild one.
It is. Had to throw it in there.
But, like, to be honest, though, guys, like, the drawing's in there. If it isn't someone just making fantasy, like, where did that come from?
Right.
Like,
right.
It's possible. I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying it's possible.
Either someone making crazy fantasies.
Or aliens.
One or the other, definitively. No in between.
Right, just flip a coin. And then finally, some people believe it might be the work of an unknown female author or a healer, like a healer, you know, the bathing women, the herbal focus. It could be like a personal medicinal journal, or healing practices.
That's cool. I like that, actually.
I was actually, like, thinking when you were talking about the different section, like, it almost sounds like an alchemist or,
It
like,
does.
something of that time period, like the healer, alchemist type of.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely seems that way. The weird thing is that the plants don't exist.
Yeah, and that
women don't
it.
have tubes connected.
We don't? What?
Darn it.
Grace does to her baby right now. All right, Grace, you have heard all the super weird green details. What do you think?
I think that someone was just having fun. Like, kind of what I already said. I feel like, you know, people have their own journals and they make their own drawings and, like, you relate it to what you see in real life, and I think that's why it's similar, but not quite anything we've seen. But also, maybe it's a time traveler. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, that's kind of a new one. Time traveler.
Yeah, I don't know. Came back from the future to medieval times. Maybe we get a new language.
Yeah, and we start having tubes connect us.
Well, the Matrix.
So,
just kidding.
Is it a time traveler having fun?
I don't know. Oh gosh,
like let's mess with these medieval people.
I just unlocked a whole thing.
I'm so
that's
excited.
too much to compute. I say it's just someone making it up and it's their journal, and they made a language for fun.
Just bored in the 1400s.
Yeah, because what else is there to do?
Yeah,
nothing.
Write a botanical sci-fi journal. Yeah, made up
way before its time.
I love it. Thanks for listening to another episode of Clue Me In. If you want to dive deeper into the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript, check out the pictures online. Just don't lose an afternoon trying to translate it.
Do you think that the manuscript was a hoax, a lost language, or a personal code? Let us know in the comments on Instagram at cluemein_podcast.
We want to hear from you. Would you pay $75,000 for this random manuscript that makes no sense? Let us know.
See you next time on Clue Me In.